Hello buddy and welcome to episode 12 of Riverton Bay. We're back for another one, and as you can see the game is working again. So this is great news for this project and the channel overall. We are back in the game and we're going to be able to continue growing the city and expanding this whole project, which is very exciting, and I want to talk more about it and how the whole issue was solved and that kind of stuff. But just quickly before we get into that, I just want to quickly talk a little bit about what we're doing for this episode. I'm not even sure yet what to call this episode, because yeah, I'm kinda a little bit all over the place, but I think it's gonna be called something like with Hotel Resort or something, because we're gonna work around this part of the main bay for the city, which I guess is Riverton Bay. But yeah, we're gonna work around this part here. Yeah, just filling out the area, and my idea for this place was to have some nice condos and some nice big hotels with pools and all that kind of stuff. Just some, tourist resort thing like that. Like, I'm not sure, because it's not like the whole area is just gonna be filled with like hotels, because I still want the majority of the buildings and this area to be like residents of the city. For example, these condos here on screen, it's not meant to be any hotel or anything like that. But I will detail and put down a big hotel at sort of the peninsula here of this area, and then another one next to it. So there's a little bit of that, but yeah, sort of a hotel resort area. Which I don't really know why I did it, but I just felt like this area should be maybe a little bit more nice and luxurious, and yeah, that was just the idea. Plus, I also, or actually one big thing is that there's been a lot of these new assets on the workshop, or maybe not that new, but fairly new, by Thomas, some number after that, which I can't remember, 13 I think, but yeah, there's been a lot of new awesome buildings like this, like hotel resorts and condos and such. And yeah, I really just wanted to use those buildings, and I thought that fit pretty well for this area here. So yeah, that's sort of the plan, and I'm just slowly getting back into playing the game again, detailing, and yeah. Anyway, let's talk a little bit more about the game and how this issue was solved. So I want to start off by thanking Silv. You should probably change your name, because that's an annoying name. Anyway, he was the guy who said that it was probably due to a virtual memory problem, and that I had to increase my virtual memory on my computer. And yeah, that was actually what solved the problem. So I had my SSD, which was very low on memory. I had pretty much 5 gigs left or something like that, and that's where I have my City Skylines. And it was running out of space, and actually when I load my game, it goes over 32 gigabytes of RAM, or gigs I guess, and then the game automatically goes over to a hard drive. But I didn't have space on the hard drive, so that was pretty much what caused the crash, as I understand it. So what I did was to increase my virtual memory on the hard drive, which is what the game uses, outside of the RAM memory, and then I also moved that virtual memory to another hard drive, which has more storage, I guess, on it. Now it is slower, which means that it takes a little bit more than 20 minutes currently for me to load the game, which is pretty annoying. So I've been putting on like some series on Netflix or whatever while I load my game. But yeah, I will eventually have to resolve that as well by either cleaning up my SSD or just buying a new one. I don't really know, but yeah, I will have to fix that eventually, because it's kind of annoying to have to wait for like over 20 minutes to load the game. But I'm just glad that I can get into the game. So yeah, and if you want more information about this, and in case you're having the same problem, you can go to the last video and go down to the comments. I posted some information there and a link to how you increase your virtual memory and all that, which is sort of what I followed to fix the problem. Also, I think, yeah, I posted on my community page on my channel as well, the same. So yeah, check that out if you are experiencing the same problem. What is interesting is that it hasn't happened to me ever since I started playing this game. This is the first time anything like this happened to me. And actually, if I'm not mistaken, I think my SSD hard drive has been like pretty low on memory before. But I still haven't gotten this problem. So I don't know if it's because of some new Skylines updates or something like that. I don't know any of that, but yeah, it's just interesting to me that it has never happened before. And I've played this game for like 5 years or something, not modded and stuff for all those 5 years, but yeah, it's just interesting that it has never happened before. But yeah, I'm just glad we solved the problem, and once again, thanks to Sylv, and for commenting that it was the virtual memory. And I think there was maybe some other people as well, but it was because of that person's comment that I went actually in and sort of researched a little bit and eventually fixed the problem. So yeah, thank you to you, and also thank you to everyone else who reached out for possible solutions. It is just great to have this like opportunity to post a video and then get a bunch of different like suggestions and stuff from people. It's just great. It's awesome to have such a community, which is very helpful. So I really appreciate everyone reaching out. But yeah, I guess that was pretty much that. And also, apparently it wasn't due to any like faulty mods and such, which I thought was the problem initially, but that was apparently not the case. So yeah, there we go. That's pretty much that for the whole game error. And yeah, so as you can see, we're back in the game, and it's working nicely, and my FPS are actually pretty good. I'm using the mini FPS booster mod on the workshop. I know there is the other one, which is just called FPS booster, which apparently, or I actually tried it for another save. Apparently the big one, I guess you could say, increases the FPS a lot more, which I actually, when I tried it, I actually noticed quite a big increase in FPS with that mod. But I'm not using it here because, yeah, I don't really know why I'm not using it here. I just haven't really I don't know, downloaded it because I had the mini FPS booster mod before, and I didn't really want to change too much with my mods while solving the problem. So I think I might actually download the normal FPS booster mod and see if it makes a difference. But honestly, at this moment, I'm really not having any issues with FPS for the city. Like, it's totally playable for me at the moment, so I'm not really concerned about that. But if it gets too bad later down the road, I might have to check out that other mod. But I think, if I'm not wrong, I think that the big FPS booster mod, I think it uses a lot of your CPU. So yeah, I think it utilizes a lot of your CPU probably. So yeah, I don't know if that's good or bad, but I think I'm gonna stick to the mini FPS booster at this point and just see how long I can get away with that mod. But yeah, so it's nice. The game is totally playable, which is actually really cool. I have a lot of mods and assets for this project, but I'm still not having any problems at all with game performance, which is really nice. Other than obviously the loading time right now, but yeah. Okay, I guess I can talk a little bit about what we are doing on screen here. So I put down this hotel resort here, which this is definitely gonna be a hotel. So yeah, this building is really cool and interesting, and I thought it was a good fit on this little peninsula area here. I just like this sort of shape of the building. I think it's really cool. And I downloaded some of those like pretty big pools by King Leno, and yeah, they're just awesome. Like the small pools by Ronix are really good, but if you want to do like a big hotel resort like this, those ones by King Leno are really great for that. So yeah, great assets. And yeah, I'm pretty happy with how this actually turned out in the end. I tried to sort of make it feel a bit what should you say, closed in, I guess. I used quite a lot of like hedges around and try to cover up a lot of it with trees. Like, I don't want if you just think from like a perspective, if you were to sort of stay at this place, I just feel like it would be more nice to sort of have the pool area feel, what should you say, sort of squeezed in, so it's not like very open. So I tried to sort of do that. I don't know if it makes sense, but that's something I thought about at least. But yeah, I'm gonna leave you to listen to some music now for a couple of minutes, and then I will get back and talk a little bit more about the progress that we're doing. So yeah, enjoy some music, and I'll be back in a bit. That was Strolling With You by John Runefelt, in case you are interested, on Epidemic Sound. I know sometimes I get comments asking what song it was, and most of the time, if the comments aren't like recent, because yeah, sometimes I get like comments on pretty old videos asking what songs, and I'm just too lazy to look up the name of the song. But yeah, there you go, in case you're interested. I don't know if this song was a little bit more happy than what I usually put on in these videos. But yeah, pretty good song, I'd say. I tend to like get into the category of like 1970s pop songs on Epidemic Sound. I tend to find some pretty okay stuff there. And yeah. Anyway, what am I doing on screen? I'm putting down some more roads. Well, not anymore, but I did. I did put down some more roads and changed the road networks a little bit there. So that area, which is sort of squeezed between the city and the airport, I wanted to connect that area with a road because eventually I want to do something with that place, and I'm leaning towards doing something industrial. But yeah, I'll have to think a little bit more about that because maybe it wouldn't be that nice for like the guests and stuff staying at these hotels to have industry so close to where they might be swimming in the ocean. I don't know. We'll see. But then again, they have planes taking off right in front of their sort of swimming sessions. So yeah, I guess the people staying here are maybe not that concerned about stuff like that. So we'll see what we do with that area. But I kind of like those types of areas because they're like limited to a certain amount of space. And sometimes I feel like if you limit yourself in the game with like space and terrain and stuff, it becomes sometimes more easier to sort of come up with something to build in a spot, which is interesting. So yeah, maybe that's something to think about if you are struggling to sort of know what you should build in some area, because I find it much harder to just stare at a blank spot on a map and then just try to figure something out. Sometimes it can actually be easier to try and limit yourself with terrain or whatever. So yeah, just a tip for you right there. But yeah, I'm detailing around this place here, which I think I want this to probably be a hotel, this area here. It kind of looks like a hotel, especially with the driveway in front and stuff. So this I would probably consider a hotel. But yeah, like I think it's pretty much gonna be like 2 or 3 hotels, or probably, yeah, 2. These ones that are next to each other in this area, and then the rest I think I just want to sort of imagine being just condos for residents of the city. But yeah, this should be a hotel, I think, and I'm putting down a pool, a small one here for this one, just a smaller hotel. Maybe this would be more of those kinds of places where you sort of rent a apartment style place instead of like a classic hotel room. Yeah, that would probably be what that is. It's more of like an actual apartment. But yeah, I actually stayed at some place like that when I visited Florida. And talking about Florida, I could probably say that this is pretty inspired by Florida. Yeah, I mean, this city is basically inspired by LA and Florida, pretty much. Yeah, I mean, in like Fort Lauderdale and Miami and stuff, you see quite a lot of these hotel resorts and stuff along the coast. And I guess that's where I'm taking inspiration from for this. And also I just love these new assets by Thomas on the workshop. Yeah, they're just awesome. Like, yeah, just great buildings. I don't think there has been that many buildings like this before in the workshop. So yeah, I just got really inspired to sort of start building with these when I saw that they had been released on the workshop. So yeah, very cool buildings, especially this one. I like the shape and of this one as well. And you can see there's like some sort of parking garage underneath this one. So I'm not sure if this would be a hotel. I think this makes more sense if it was just some big I don't know, condo apartment complex, something like that. But yeah, I guess it doesn't really matter because after all, it's just the aesthetics that kind of matter. But it's interesting to think actually what the stuff or the buildings would be. But this is actually pretty interesting, and I know I say interesting a lot, but yeah, I found this little asset here with this weird roof, which I put over the driveway into this apartment complex, and yeah, this just turned out pretty interesting. Like with the parking underneath the building like this, and that weird thing that goes over the driveway. Yeah, I thought it looked cool, and I think it ended up pretty unique. And then we're putting down a Sani's comedy club here, And I've heard of this comedy club before because I watch quite a lot of podcasts of American comedians and stuff, and I've heard that name being mentioned in their podcasts. So I guess that's a pretty famous comedy store, probably, or comedy club, I should say. But yeah, cool asset for sure. I recognize some of the names on the signs there. Bert Kreischer, I recognize. But yeah, cool assets. Definitely fits this sort of Hollywood-inspired area for sure. And then I was sort of lost for ideas on this corner here, so I ended up just throwing a gas station at this place. And then I put like one old building between here, which I kind of like. They probably tore down some old buildings, and this one was the only one that could survive for some reason. So yeah, and I just really like the asset as well. Anyway, this episode is coming to an end, and hope you enjoyed a fresh episode of Riverton Bay, because we can finally continue playing in this city. I did enjoy building this, and I think it turned out pretty cool. So yeah, I'm gonna end it here. Hope you enjoyed the episode. Leave a like if you did, subscribe if you're new, follow me on Twitter, Instagram, all that sort of stuff that you know. And yeah, that's gonna do it. I'll catch you in the next one. Have a great day, and bye-bye.